D23, Disney's Comic-Con in some ways, has returned this year in the Honda Center, and unlike previous years, this one has me genuinely excited. More so specifically for its animation. Welcome back to my channel where we talk animation news, editorials, and on the weekends I do my Cartoonpalooza reviews. And I was very excited to find out about D23 presentations, mostly from afterthoughts and videos that were posted afterwards. Up to this point, D23 has always given me the impression that this is trying to be Comic-Con, specifically geared for Disney animation fans. However, there were things about this presentation that got me more excited than most of the titles that I found through Comic-Con. Specifically, when I talk Comic-Con, I mean San Diego Comic-Con. New York Comic-Con has been coming up over the couple of years, but for the most part, it's mostly been San Diego Comic-Con when it comes to movie news. And I feel like I'm going to be talking about this for a while, because there are a lot of exciting titles and projects that Disney is developing that does have me genuinely excited. However, there are particular titles and projects that they're working on that actually has me looking forward to what the studio is putting out, which is interesting because I had that commentary talking about how things could be going wrong for Disney. Here is a thesis to go against that thesis, to show that maybe they are in good shape and are actually looking forward to new things to help, bring them back to being, the top of animation as far as the culture goes and whatnot. Really didn't know what else to say to that. So for this video in particular, I'm going to talk about the 5 projects that I'm most excited for after D23, which may surprise some people because there was a project in here that I was not excited about, but now that I saw some footage and some additional information, there's more hope that I have for this project, which you'll be finding out in a little bit. So starting off with number 5, I've got Zootopia 3. So it looks like they got the same crew coming back, and this was in fact teased at the end of Zootopia, and most of what they were showing at the panel was additional footage that was made for Zootopia 2 to show what is going to be happening in Zootopia 3. Now, one of the things I never really thought about until I saw Zootopia 2 is that Zootopia 1 did not in fact feature a lot of animals, and they only focused on specific animals. And as Zootopia 2 showed, we go into the world of reptiles. And this is new to me because for a while I was like, wait, so are they saving this for like additional worlds that they're going to be exploring? And as we find out, at the end of Zootopia 3, we find out that we see a feather land on Judy Hopps' windowsill. I know, spoilers, but I think the movie's been out for a while so that we recognize it. And it's been announced at D23 that the next Zootopia movie will be featuring birds. And for me, I feel like this is kind of exciting because you got a lot of classic Disney characters that have been modeled after birds. To finally see what a take of Zootopia will look like when it focuses on birds. Mainly because, what I love about the Zootopia is that not only does it create something new, but it takes a lot of lore, character designs that Disney has established years ago with their talking animals, and really makes a focus on this being a talking animal world. So for them to go down to birds, it does have me genuinely excited. So my 4th most excited project, believe it or not, is a project that I may have bashed a little bit because I was a little concerned with what I was seeing, but it is in fact Hexed. Now, what I was concerned about was really based on that first trailer, which I really feel like that first trailer did not illustrate what this movie is going for. There are 2 things about this new footage that has me now excited for this project, up to a point where I'm looking forward to it. I wouldn't say it's like the number one thing that I'm going to be going out to see, but there are things about it that have me more excited. For one, they are focusing in and leaning in on the magical world of Alice in Wonderland, or an inspiration from this Mary Blair inspired look that the concept art was focusing on. And in moments, you saw things in this new trailer, such as character designs, and one in particular that has me most excited for because it has one of my favorite character actors, Walton Goggins, playing a talking cat that floats around and genuinely looks like the Cheshire Cat. And to have that be a companion piece to the main character is kind of exciting. But for one thing, I'll say the major thing that has me excited outside of that is the fact that this is a female-centric Disney movie, Disney animated film. And I know a lot of people groan at the idea of like movies that are trying to like be a ball, be about woke and whatnot. I mean, I've got my opinions about it, but I do genuinely think giving a voice for people that don't generally have one is important, when it comes to the industry. And what I like about this movie is that they're really following through on that. It does appear that there are no male characters that are going to be taking the main focus of this movie, and that is a female-centric movie where, you have a main protagonist that's a female character, you've got a main villain that's a female character, voiced by Jodie Foster. I mean, you got Walton Goggins, Rashida Jones, and Jodie Foster in a movie together. I didn't even mention Haley Steinfeld is the main character of this movie. Like, you got a stellar cast that I would love to see in live action anyways, in a movie that genuinely has me really excited. Now that I see this new footage that came out, Jodie Foster's character looks fantastic. Always loved Jodie Foster in anything she's done, even movies that she's directed. So to see her in a Disney movie, she's probably done some Disney projects in the past, but I can't think of any right now. So to see this happening does have me genuinely excited. So that's the third most excited project that I have looking forward to. The third most excited project is this movie Pixar's making called Ghost Market. Now, Pixar has a movie coming out. It's an original title called Gatto, which focuses on a cat in Italy with this traditional animation look, but it's not traditionally animated, and it looks cute, but nothing about this project, even after the D23 presentation, has me really looking forward to this film. But I can't say that about this movie, Ghost Market, because what we have is a teenager who seems like he captures a lot of ideals of like of this next generation, which maybe as a millennial, I'm looking at it from a different way, in a sense that like maybe this is a dated impression of what the old people think Gen Alpha or Gen Z is like. I would say this is primarily Gen Alpha. So I'd be very interested to see if like this is actually a dated impression or like people don't like this character. But I genuinely think it's exciting where this character is in Hawaii and he is in a world of ghosts in Hawaii. But one of the funniest moments in this trailer is the fact that it ends with the classic SpongeBob music, which is, copyright free music. So they're not asking Nickelodeon to use this song or anything featured in this, but it has some genuine creeps aspects in it and a lot of visual cues from Spirited Away. So to me, I think it's kind of cool. And we really haven't seen Hawaii in animation as good as this since like Lilo and Stitch. So to see Pixar doing their own take on Hawaii does have me looking forward to this project. Now, number two is probably one that I've been looking forward to the most. So Jon Favreau has announced for a while that he wanted to make a project focusing on Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. Now, a little bit of context, Oswald the Lucky Rabbit was Disney's first original character that was owned by Universal. And when he was ready to make more shorts, I believe it was Powers, I think his last name was Powers, ending up owning the rights to this character, which forced Disney to basically open his own studio and make a mandate to say, like, I'm going to own my own characters. Any movie I make, it's going to be under me. I'm not going to be under a studio. And he made his own studio. And then that's where we get Mickey Mouse. So after a while Mickey was doing well, Oswald fell to the wayside, which ironically became a character that would rip off Mickey Mouse, despite the fact that Mickey Mouse is kind of the ripoff of Oswald. Disney now owns the rights back to Oswald. This was back in I'd say 10 years ago, maybe close to 15 years ago, when Disney made a trade with Universal to get some newscasters from PN or Sports Center or whatever it is for Universal. I guess NBC Universal to be now owned by them so that they can get the rights back to Oswald. It's really weird. There's articles about it online. But long story short, this is a project that Jon Favreau, director of Iron Man, creator of Jungle Book, worked with some animators for his live-action Jungle Book remake to work on a traditionally animated hybrid with live-action featuring Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. And the footage that we see also incorporates animation from none other than Sergio Pablos. I hope I'm saying his name right. But long story short, he is the animator that was responsible for the look and feel of Klaus, this wonderful, beautiful, traditionally animated movie that looks like a computer animated movie, but it is so well done with the shading and the look of it that it still feels warm and has the little imperfections of traditional animation that to see this actually used again, and that movie came out years ago, to finally see it come out again has me genuinely excited, especially for a character that a lot of Disney nuts like I do, like me, are looking forward to seeing. So that's like number 2 for me. But this is going to surprise people because I talk about this original Pixar movie. I'm talking about an original Disney movie, Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. What is my number 1 most anticipated project that Disney is working on? It is none other than the new Simpsons movie. I know that sounds hilarious because The Simpsons has been on TV forever, but that Simpsons movie they made was probably one of the greatest celebrations of Springfield and The Simpsons, but it left a lot to be discovered to making a new movie. And during D23, they showed a rough animated scene that looks so cool and so true to the humor of when The Simpsons is at its best, and it features mostly my favorite character, Homer. He's like one of my favorite cartoon characters of all time, being in the lead of it. Now, there isn't confirmation that this movie is going to be traditionally animated. I would like to imagine that it is traditionally animated. However, we just saw storyboards. If it ends up being computer animated, I don't think I'm gonna have a problem with that. I would prefer, just per preference, that it would stay traditionally animated like the first Simpsons movie, especially since Bob's Burgers came out, and that movie came out with traditional animation. So to me, it would be exciting to see them really focus on that realm of animation, especially since that feels so true to The Simpsons. And I'm saying that too because if you ever watched the Simpsons ride or been on the Simpsons ride in Universal, they use computer animation. So it's like I could see them for money purposes being like, well, it's cheaper to make a movie computer animated, but whatever. And one other thing, this is such a minor detail, but when they presented it at D23, they used a screen that looks like the hedges that Homer comes in and out of for the meme. So a part of me wonders if this is going to be like a subtle sort of joke in the movie or in the references, like have the title like come in and out from the hedges like Homer does in that meme, but that's probably me just reading too deeply in it. So yeah, those are my 5 most excited projects looking forward to, as presented by Disney during D23. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. Do you agree with these choices? Do you have your own other projects that you are really looking forward to? And there's a lot of things about this presentation that I'm looking forward to talking about in future videos. I didn't even mention the Bluey movie. I didn't even mention that there's going to be a Kingdom Hearts anime series as well as Kingdom Hearts 4, which is incorporating the world of Coco. Like I said, this is content that I could be using for future videos, so let me know if you'd like to see that, to get my impressions on it. Comment below, let me know if you like this video. Feel free to like it, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button so that you know when my videos are coming out. And thank you for watching. Take care.